Joining me today, I have Susan Penner of Life Culture Canada. She's the executive director. Thank you so much, Susan, for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, before we get into what happened earlier this week, for those who don't know, what does Life Culture offer?
We're a pro life organization, so we offer education on life issues, but we also offer practical support to women. So, whether that's in the form of peer counseling or support groups or material needs like diapers, rent, those types of things, we really want to walk alongside women during pregnancy and beyond.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. So, earlier on Tuesday, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland made the announcement that the government is cracking down on, quote, anti choice groups masquerading as organizations that offer full service pregnancy supports when, again, quote, in reality, they push women away from accessing some services such as abortion. If the legalization passes, organizations who don't clearly disclose their services could lose their charitable status. First of all, does this affect life culture? Would it affect life culture?
I'm not actually sure, to be honest. I don't know. We've had these, I'll say, threats before in the past. So far, nothing has happened. Um, we are not formally a pregnancy resource center, but we do offer services, some services that would certainly be consistent with that. So I'm not actually sure. What's interesting is up until now, and I mean, still now, we've had a very positive relationship with the CRA. So, from my perspective, so far, things like this have not been an issue, but that could obviously change depending on
What
this
are
legislation.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on something like this?
I think that quote is very misleading. The information she's expressing is very misleading. First of all, I'd like to know which women are being misled. I haven't actually heard from women who are being misled into choosing life. Gasp. If anything, I see the side where far more women are being misled into having abortions. So I actually would say the government's coming at this from the wrong side. I don't see this. The other thing I would say is I find this really condescending to women. The women who walk through the doors of a pregnancy resource center, they're choosing to do so. Nobody's forcing them. And to act like women are being tricked into making some sort of decision by these organizations that are only trying to help. Um, yeah, as I said, it's just really condescending. Pregnancy resource centers do not say they're medical centers. They do not say they offer healthcare support. What they are offering is resource support. And to be honest, our experience would be there's more women coming in who've only been offered abortion and they're looking for what their other options are. So to me, this whole thing just seems totally backwards and flipped on what is actually happening.
Thank you so much for sharing your opinion on this. If people are interested in finding out more about life culture or potentially want to support this ministry, how can they go about doing so?
They can head to our website at lifeculture.ca. There is a ton of resources. Whether you can get information on if you've experienced a pregnancy or infant loss, there's support for that. There's infertility support. We have support groups for foster moms. There's other resource support as well. Something we started is post abortion counseling. So we've noticed there's a lot of women who are struggling after having an abortion, and we also want to be a support for them as they navigate this. So there's all sorts that we're doing that supports a culture of life. So if anybody's interested in finding more about that, our website is a great place to go.
I think that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. If there is a woman out there listening right now who's had an abortion and is really, really struggling, maybe physically, maybe mentally, maybe emotionally, what would you say to her right now?
I would say there is help and there is support available. It's a very difficult road to walk alone. And we have a support line that you can text or call to get confidential, free caring support. Somebody will walk alongside you walk alongside you with that. So certainly reach out. There is very little resources offered for women who struggle with their grief after an abortion, and that is something we want to be able to help women with.
Fantastic. Thank you for taking the time, Susan. We really appreciate it. We're going to let all our listeners know.
Thanks so much, Sylvia.